Hi, I'm JJ. Welcome or welcome back. I'm going to give you another shelf tour. This is more of my favorite books. I'm working towards my 100 favorite books, so I can do a video for that. I am already running out of shelf space, so I have to see what I want to do here, but it is still a work in progress. And I did want to kind of highlight, I know that Mike asks, so that's some of my hat collection. Uh, and then I will show you the shelf. All right, so the beginning, at the top of the shelf are my collectibles. This is Critical Role with Bo and Yasha. And then I do have Asaka. I have a gnome. I had a friend whose name we called her Gnome, and I have a couple of those just around to remember her. We lost her in 2020. This is the video game version of Kate from Arcane. And then I also have Anakin Skywalker. That is my dagger that I created. I made it. It's a Damascus dagger. I did this Lego of the spaceship, and then I also have a Yoda Buddha. So then there's no rhyme or reason to these shelves, most of them. So some of them are shorter than others, so I kind of had to do what fits. But starting with my first shelf, these ones right here are some of my favorite 5-star reads. I keep them there all together. And then kind of going in, so I have War and Peace and Anna Karenina. I really like this copy that I have of that. And then my Shakespeare favorites are there. I do have the complete Shakespeare collection, and I might use that as a kind of space saver so I can add more books, but right now those are just my favorites. And then at the end here, so I have some plays right here with the Crucible, Inherit the Wind, and the Sophocles plays. But I also have the little short. One of my also 5-star reads is Address Unknown. This shelf right here are my, oops, I was looking for that one. It is one of my absolute favorites, but it does belong, so it's Endurance. It belongs on my nonfiction shelf. This is my, their series, so I tried to fit as many in there as I could of that. I still need to add a couple, like I need the third book in the Burning Kingdom series. I do have the trilogy for Beartown. Dread Nation is a duology, a great duology. I do have She Who Became the Sun and He Who Drowned the World, which is another duology. Firekeeper's Daughter, Sisters in the Wind, and Warrior Girl Unearthed are all by Angeline Boulley, but it's not technically a trilogy, but they are all in the same world, and it does go chronological in the order that I put them there, not the order that they were printed. And then the Magic of the Lost trilogy there. And then one of my favorite reads this year so far is Queen of Faces, and I still need to get the rest of that series when it comes out. The pops that I have are Caitlin. So all of these are from Arcane, the cartoon, which I absolutely love. And I do have some children's books up here. And then this is the one that's a little bit harder to organize, try to get in here. So I do have the Funko Pops from House of the Dragon. Some of my other favorites. I do need to figure out where to put this collection of the Iliad, the Odyssey, and the Aeneid. But right now I'll move that out of the way. I also need to put in the rest of the Locked Tomb series. I only have Gideon the Ninth, which is the best book in that series. I do have The Discovery of Witches here, which was an awesome read. And although I have not read Shadow of Night, I do have that with it. I'm most likely going to just collect the whole series and then put it all together. This is the Dark and Hollow Star series. There's 4 of them. And then over here is The Last Hour Between Worlds and The Last Soul Among Wolves. And that is part of the Echoes Archive trilogy that I'm still waiting for book 3 at the end of the year. So that will be in there included. And then I do have a Weeping Buddha there. And then underneath is the last ones. Just a bunch of odds and ends. I know I haven't talked about it enough, but the Where They Burn Books, They Also Burn People is a good one. It actually is one that grows on me. I didn't love it when I read it, but it's one that I have not stopped thinking about since I've read it. Don Quixote's in here, so Patrick. I do have Master and Margarita, Catcher in the Rye. I do have some of Erica Maria Remarque's books. I have 2 more that I have to add here. I plan on doing a video of just his stuff later. I really enjoy him. This was one of my most recent 5-star reads, The Names by Florence Knapp. Paradise Lost, my reread for Moby Dick. And then this is also a trilogy by Sharon K. Penman. And it's the Eleanor of Aquitaine and Henry II trilogy. So the first book is When Christ and His Saints Slept, and I really enjoy that series. I still have to read book 3, but they've been getting better, so I know I'm gonna enjoy it. And then Little Women, it really belongs on the top, but it actually doesn't fit up there, so it's there for now. So anyway, that is my bookshelf of favorites. And then my guitar, and you can see my other shelf there. And that is that. I got to get out of here because it's really hot. But first I wanted to show you a couple more knives. So this is a jade one that I got when I was in El Salvador at the Mayan ruins. This is a cheese knife that I made. And then this is made out of buffalo bone. And I got that when I was at the Four Corners from one of the indigenous people who was selling his crafts there. And I thought it was a beautiful knife. So anyway, that is that. And thank you for watching. And as always, happy reading.